Hey howdy hey partners, it's Today I Grew Up and I'm super excited because we have a Jessie Chaps mod. Let's get into it.
Reach for the sky!
You're watching Today I Grew Up.
To infinity and beyond!
Here are my Jessies. On the very left we have a Toy Story Collection Jessie from 2010, white logo. It's the first edition of her ever released with real denim jeans. I've had it in my collection all this time and I love her. The only problem with her is that over time you can tell the chaps have flaked off. It's a pleather, like fake plastic and leather hybrid material. Did not hold up over time, maybe because I live in dry conditions. Did not hold up. And then her belt also degraded, as you can see there, which is not good. Here on the right is my modified custom movie accurate Jessie with a UK Mattel body and a Toy Story 4 badge for fun from Woody. And then you can see that the chaps were actually signature collection because I felt the signature collection chaps were the most accurate. And the one here, this Jessie in the middle, I just picked up on Facebook Marketplace for $20. Somebody had it in my local area, only 20 minutes from my house. I drove there and I bought this Jessie for $20. Brand new back in the day for 2019 Toy Story 4 movie promotion. It was retailing at $30, so only got $10 off, and it's in immaculate condition. If you look at the chaps, they look like they've never been played with. So she must have been an adult toy collector or just had it on a shelf because it's in really, really great shape. Everything works. The only thing missing, it doesn't have a hat, but that's fine. I just got it for the chaps and the belt because I do want to transfer that to make this Jessie better. And so, yeah, Thinkway Toys made these budget versions. Usually found them in Walmart or Target back then for the movie promotion. Then they stopped making them. So this Jessie actually retails for about $65 to $70 in box mint, and used goes up to $30 to $50. So finding it for 20 bucks from local Facebook Marketplace was great. So if you want to find a good deal on Toy Story toys, go to your Facebook Marketplace. You never know. You can find a great deal like I did. So I'm very excited. I just want to show you the comparison of the chaps. Basically what we're looking at here. I believe these are the most movie accurate. When you look at the movie, that looks like Jessie's chaps. So when I saw that Thinkway Toys made a budget version of the chaps, I was really excited to find this one because if you look at the print, it looks identical. So it's very cool to see that, except it's a different material. Zooming in on the chaps here. So this is the fake plastic leather material. I got it from a signature collection doll to transfer on this UK Mattel body because I felt it was very accurate. The only problem and fear I have is even though these are brand new and they're in great condition, with time, who's to say that they won't start flaking off like they did over here with this Jessie? It's possible that with time this can degrade and break down like this. So my solution is this one. Thinkway Toys released basically the same thing. It's the same design. If you look at it, the pattern, everything about it is the same shape, the same size. The only difference here is that this is made from a cloth material. Some of them Thinkway Toys made were thicker cloth material. This is actually a thinner one. It's kind of a finer mesh material, but it's still not translucent enough where from far away, even up close, it doesn't look see-through. If I put my finger up, you can kind of see a little bit see-through, but it's not so bad. And the reason why I like this one so much is because it's so thin, it's going to be easy to hand sew. So if you get a regular needle and thread, we're going to be able to re-sew the chaps without any difficulties. Cannot get over how great these chaps are. Not only are they flawless and mint condition, no stains, no rips or tears. So it's time to take these off. Really great condition, Jessie. I love that the back still has the elastic bands because that's the way they were also on the collection Jessie chaps, which we'll do a comparison once I take them off. So how do we take these chaps off? Well, if you're trying to do this yourself too, step one, let's take the elastic off here, slide it over the boot just like so, and there we go. We've already semi-loosened the chaps. So after you take the elastic off there, here's the next problem. Oh, there is white thread here that's sewn on. How do we take that off? Today I Grew Up? Great question. We have seam rippers. Seam rippers are what can take the thread off. You can buy these at your local craft stores. They're very sharp, so do not use this if you're under 18 years of age without supervision because they're very dangerous and they can cut you. This is a very sharp mini blade here. So what you want to do is you want to go under the stitching very carefully, and we're going to start pulling up to cut the thread along here. These are always hard to do on camera, but I will do my best here to model it for you. We go right under that thread, we're going to pull up. You see how simple that was? This material is very easy to work with, but just be very careful because if you do a really sloppy and rushed job, There is a danger you can rip the chaps material, which you don't want to cut any of this material. This is what you want to preserve. So we're going to go very carefully under that thread and pull up as I'm doing there. And if you do that all the way along here, we'll be able to loosen all the threads there. And also, to help you, you can also go from behind here, and you can see that there's tiny threads. If you apply some pressure by pulling down on the chap like this, like so, you can also go back here and also get some stubborn threads that you couldn't get from the front. Again, you have to go very slow, be very careful, and you can see how I just cut right through that thread. So you can repeat that with all these little white threads. It is a very delicate process, and you need to go very slow, but as you do that, you're going to be loosening the chaps from the jeans right here. The fake jeans, but they're jeans nonetheless. So keep doing that until we can get it all loosened. As you can see, I carefully cut all the threads off. Anything that's extra or frayed, we can cut off with scissors. Don't worry about that. But you did a clean job. If you went carefully, it'll look something like this on this one. As you can see, clean job, nothing ripped. We just got the white threads off so that we can detach it from the actual pants, which is good. So we've now detached it with the elastic band from the lower leg and now from the middle. So you already have your chaps basically almost the entire thing are off. The only thing you have to worry about now is how do we detach the chaps from this without ruining our chaps here. The process will be relatively the same. We're going to pull down and apply pressure, pulling down, pulling up, and then you're going to find the little threads up here without cutting into the chaps. You're going to find those threads and you're going to take your seam rippers. You're going to go through and loosen all these threads. This is very difficult to do, but if you go very slowly and you're very careful, you can do a great job. Keep in mind, most of this can be repaired. So what I did is I cut the seam right there, it unsewed, and then here I noticed there's another thread that's sewing the chaps into place. So I didn't damage the chaps at all. Let's say you wanted to keep this Jessie, you can just sew it back, it's not a problem. The important part is we got all the threads to loosen it. You can see where the chaps were sewn in double, one on top and one here on the bottom with the blue thread. So what I'm going to do is go under here now, and now that we've done the top part, we're going to do this part right here. We're going to show you here, you go under the thread this way and the blue thread, and we're going to pull up with the seam rippers, and you can see how I cut that, and it's completely now getting more loose because of that thread cutting. So I'm going to keep going with that, and just be very careful. I just pulled it a little bit after loosening it, and you can see there no damage has been done. I'm just gonna take the rest of the threads off, you can see, so we can re-sew it on the new Jessie, which is awesome. I'm glad it's working out. And there it is. The chap has been fully removed now. It did take me about 10-15 minutes off camera to go slowly. It's hard to do it on camera, but see, there's a hole left there, which is fine because you could just tuck it in, re-sew it with some thread, or get some other chaps to cover it if you want to repair that. And so it doesn't really ruin Jessie at all. We'll just be very careful. And here it is removed from Jessie. You can see it's kind of curved in there to go with the thigh. I gotta say, it's very interesting to see how these things are sewed on at Thinkway Toys. I really appreciate those details now that I know better. But you can see the top of it here. All we did was remove these little strands up here on the top. It was sewed twice across the top. Thinkway Toys did a great job sewing that in so it wouldn't fall off, because it was quite difficult to remove every little stitch. This was probably the easier one, and this was the tougher one because it was double stitched in there. But now you know and have an idea of the process of just removing the chap itself can be a challenge, so go very slow so you can preserve it, because it looks really great once you have it in your hand. Now that you've seen the process step by step, I'm going to remove this one now off camera, and we'll see you once the chap is off this one. Well, poor Jessie, because she needs to be re-sewn there. I was very wanting to be careful, but unfortunately, because the way the chaps were sewn in there, you kind of had to dig in there to do more of the seams that actually held the leg to the torso together. So I didn't ruin it at all. It's not ripped. It just needs to be re-sewn back together, and that is something that I'll repair later on if I want to save that. Other than that, though, the chaps removal was a success. I didn't rip anything, and you can see because I was very slow and careful with the seam rippers, I was able to do a very clean job, And if you did it the right way, this is the way it's going to look. Another reason why I love these chaps for this repair or replacement really is because if you line it up to the collection Jessie, you can see that it's a good size match. It is exactly going to be the same size. So what I'm going to do is try to sew it at the very top by folding it just slightly where that seam is. I'm going to fold it about there so you won't lose too much of the chaps. Then I will carefully sew that in there, and then what I can do is put the elastic band around the leg, and that's basically it. So even if I were to fold that top, it's going to be the same size, so it's good for a replacement. And what's really great about these is that they're the same exact pattern of what used to be on here, and it's made by Thinkway Toys, so that's even better. So as you can see here, it's a really suitable replacement. It's going to look amazing once I'm done with this, and that'll be in a future video very soon because I want to get these chaps on so bad. But I wanted to make this more a how-to tutorial of how do we remove Jessie the Cowgirl chaps from her body of any Jessie doll. Basically, it's going to be the same process, very close to what I did here. Huge shout out to my friend, the Toy Story Emperor, on Instagram. Go follow him. He's the one who gave me information about this Jessie to confirm that it actually is from 2019 Toy Story 4 movie promotion, Thinkway Toys budget option. He confirmed it with the screenshot of the product photo. So thanks again, my friend. You're awesome, and you've got a friend in me to infinity and beyond. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial of how to remove Jessie's chaps. This should work for any Jessie doll, really. If you have cloth chaps or even these pleather ones, it should work out in the same way. Just be very careful and go very slowly. As always, partners, thank you so much for watching, liking, and commenting on these videos. It really helps support what I do here on YouTube. If you'd like to continue to support me on this journey, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted for future videos on this channel, and I'll see you, partners, on the next video review.
You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You are a sad, strange little man. You are a sad, strange little man. You are a child's plaything. Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.